Hello, 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 and welcome to Her Perspective, a space for generational wisdom, real conversations, and sacred growth. Here we gather to heal, evolve, and rise together. Today, I have a very special guest, but before she introduces herself, our prayer is that for this episode and every episode of the podcast, that if we are able to reach one woman, encourage, inspire, and uplift one person, then we have planted a positive seed. So today I am here with my mother, the beautiful, the multi-talented, amazing Tanise Hill. So I'm gonna ask her to introduce herself, and then we are going to flow and have conversations and ask our questions that we ask on every podcast. Welcome to Her Perspective.
Hello, my name is Tanise Ruff Hill, and I'm Tierra's mother, and I have four more children. Age range from 30, 41, 39, 37, 28, and 25. I think I got that right.
Yeah, it's hard to keep it's hard
It
to keep
is.
up with all of those numbers sometimes, but
Yeah.
I think that that sounds about right.
Okay.
So right now, as I said, what we want to do is ask our foundational questions, but also leave room to flow in the conversation where there's space. She's actually on break right now. So I want to make sure that I capture this moment and that we can be present, but also be respectful of your time. So
Okay.
I like to start with this question here, which is what did womanhood look like for you when you were growing up?
Uh, Womanhood, I wasn't really introduced to a lot of things because my mother, she didn't tell me a whole lot of stuff. It's like the things that I learned in school or from my older sister, and so I really had to grow up quick because at age 16 I was a mother and I was a wife, and so that's too young. Now looking back, when I've seen my kids get to that age 16 and they were still, babies. So I was young. Like I said, my mom, she never told me anything what to expect about guys, about my menstruation. It's just stuff that I learned on my own. And that's yeah. It wasn't good because like I said, it was just like a ship without a sail. I was just
Yeah.
here and there, you know.
Just trying to figure it
Mhm.
out on your own for the most part.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. It's so
Mhm.
interesting because other conversations I've had, it has been a common theme. Like a lot of women, well, growing up, they really had to either learn the hard way, figure it out on their own, or like maybe older siblings helped a little bit, but sometimes
Yeah.
you need that guidance, or even not even like from the mother uh point of view, maybe even an aunt or an older cousin or someone that can kind of be like, grab you and be like, come on, let me, or at least
Yeah.
attempt to share. And so, it's interesting of some of the conversations that I've been having lately. It's been a
Okay.
common theme. And
Yeah.
my goodness, wow. So transitioning into another question, because I know, well, I'm your oldest child, and
Yeah.
so you have five, and then me and Byron, we have four together, but the total of six. And so
Yeah.
transitioning into how important was family time when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, family time was very important to me. I loved the family gatherings, dinner, and when I was younger, I would cook to make sure, cooking for it was seven of, five siblings, four plus me, and then my mom and dad. I cooked. I had dinners and stuff all the time. We did get to go on vacations, like Ohio and Washington D.C. when I was a kid, and so yeah, family. It's important. It was really important to me then, and it is now. Just to try to get the family together, just to communicate, just to watch people eat the food that I cook, to enjoy the meals and stuff like that. So yeah, family is big to me.
Yeah. And I know I was having a conversation the other day. I remember at least one time when I was little going to Washington, D.C. with the family. I can't remember if it was for a reunion or something, but a memory I always, I've told the kids, I was like, I went to Washington, D.C. and I learned how to double dutch.
Uh
So,
huh.
that's just it's something I don't remember anything else about being there, but I
Yeah.
remember that we went there for something. I know it was a family gathering of some sort. And I remember learning how to double dutch and,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
just looking at out of all of my siblings, with the exception of two, the rest of us are in different locations. And
That's right. Yeah.
it's still, that's one thing that I'm kind of embracing right now is sometimes it's difficult being so far away and actually, wanting to be able to be around family. I think as I've gotten older and as I look at the kids and just realize how many people they don't even know, and even
No.
people like
Yeah.
kids that was born while we've been gone and I've never met them in person, just
Yeah.
like it takes on a whole different, meaning for me of like how important
Yeah.
family time is. Um, so let
Mhm.
me see what the next I have my questions over here because I will make sure I capture them.
Okay.
What is one lesson that you learned later in life that you needed to know when you were younger, or you feel like you needed to
Okay.
know when you were younger?
Um, I wish I knew when I was younger uh, about relationships, because I've been married several times. Um, that it's okay to say no to people. Um, don't do stuff that you know you don't want to do, but you do it just to please someone else. Let me see. Love yourself first, uh, because all the stuff that I went through as a from age, I'm gonna say age maybe 15 to in my early 30s. Uh, I did a lot of stuff because somebody else wanted me to do it, and made bad decisions. But now, and I mean, I'm almost 60. One more year. One more year, I'll be 60. And I always tell myself, I'm still not too old to learn things, but I love myself now. And I don't accept everything. The stuff that I accepted then, I don't accept it no more. And when I say no, I just mean no now. When I used to, think about it, or my feelings get hurt if later on down the road I'm like, well, you should have said this, Tanise, you should have said that, because I wasn't the type of person just to speak up for myself. I would let people walk all over me, say what they want to say, treat me how they want to treat me, and then later on I'm like, well, I should have said this, or
Mm,
I shouldn't have done that. So back then, and I'm not gonna say I stopped it in my 30s. I mean,
yeah, because it's hard.
you know
It's still hard.
yeah. Yeah, but now I stand my ground. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And I speak up for myself now. Where I was always shy and was a yes person, I'm not a yes person no more. And I don't. I care about my feelings more now. I don't care what people think. I used to care what people think of me, but you can't control it. So I don't. I don't care anymore. It's about me. It's about me.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
think that is a beautiful lesson. Like there was a lot that you shared when you answered this question, but it sounds like we landed on like finally standing up for yourself and protecting yourself more by
Mm,
just being okay with like if somebody asks something or they saying something, you remove yourself from the situation or you say no. It sounds like now it's like, okay, I'm working to honor myself more, and even if that
that's
person
right. Yeah.
feels, even if they feel some type of way about it, we have to be at peace with it, because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, when we go to sleep or when we trying to go to sleep, that stuff, it can be running in your head.
Hmm.
So we have to, we as women have to, be at peace with, I stood my ground. It may not always feel the best, and sometimes you may be thinking like, man, should I have just, went ahead and did this or went ahead and helped or whatever,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
have to, it's a consistent struggle. But what it sounds like
Hmm.
is that you are, striving or focusing more on wanting to like put yourself first and honor
First. Yeah.
yourself instead of always worrying about like what somebody else is going to say or think about you.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
I love that.
Hmm.
So what did you, I think this is a big one, but a lot of it, it sounds like, it's interesting the questions that I answer. I mean, the questions that I ask, it seems like everything is just so like tightly wound that a lot of the answers are coming through from the other questions that I asked too.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
what, yeah, but what did you sacrifice or what did you feel pressured to sacrifice? I guess in becoming, like, if you can reflect back on who you have been in the past up to now, whichever way you want to answer the question, but what did you sacrifice or feel pressured to sacrifice?
Mm. Oh gosh, I've sacrificed a lot. Ugh. I mean, this could go as far as me having my children.
Hmm.
Uh, just I gave up a lot. When I had you, um, I had to be a mother and I had to be a wife. So I quit school at 16. And so over the years, I just thought back that went without a lot of stuff to make sure my children had what they needed. And mm, mm,
Wow.
mm. I mean, it was even times when you didn't have enough money you have to juggle between paying bills and having enough food. Those were sacrifices. Sometimes that I wouldn't eat because I didn't have enough money and I pretended that I
Mhm.
wasn't hungry or something, just making that sacrifice for my children to eat or to pay bills. I've sacrificed a lot, put my life on hold because I had 5 children, and um, put my children off sometimes. A couple of them have said that I had put a man first. I never thought I did, but if I did, I didn't mean to. Probably always wanting sacrificing myself for other people. Just like I said, the things that they wanted me to do, or me just wanting somebody to love me,
Yeah.
and just I've sacrificed a lot, and I still have. Like I'm raising my grandson. He's 12. And I just told him yesterday that I've sacrificed so much for him. I told him I could be in Hawaii, I could be in Texas, I could even go to Germany, I can
Germany.
go wherever I want. But I put my life on hold again, sacrificing for him because he don't have no one and stuff. But I mean, it started when I was young, and I still have to say I'm still doing it. But I know one day it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
Well,
if I answered that right or not, but
no, you did.
yeah.
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 Like, well, On behalf, well, I will just speak on behalf of myself. Thank you, because I sometimes I know I wasn't old enough to know, but once I did get older and I could observe different things, like I know you sacrificed a lot, and I know that you still do. And I thank God that He's covered you because that's just the kind of heart that you have. Because not only did you sacrifice for your own kids, you have raised and helped so many other people's kids too.
Yeah,
I always
yeah,
remember remember it was always somebody extra
somebody.
that
Yeah.
either came to live with us or like that you helped out different things, even from just maybe taking somebody to work or helping them get a job somewhere or making sure that people had food. So I just want to say
Yeah.
thank you, because
You're
as I
welcome.
got older I did see the sacrifice, and I know it's a lot that I
Mhm.
don't know, but just knowing the kind of person that you are, I know you've given a lot. And so I just want to honor
Yeah.
you for that and say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Tierra. Mhm.
And when you always will have a home in Hawaii, as long as we're here and
I
as long as the
know.
Lord keep us alive.
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. Yeah. Mhm.
So, goodness, my goodness. Whew. Something told me to bring some tissue, but it's okay. I knew
Yeah.
at one point we probably was going to hit like an emotional speed bump, but that's
Yeah.
okay because these are things that like I want to cover.
Hmm.
And so my our signature question is, what seed are you planting for the woman coming after you? It could be even like who you are, who you want to continue to be, or who
Yeah.
you want to become, or it can be, someone that you're looking out for, or just however you want to shape the answer.
Okay. Completion. Um, completion because one day last week I was just driving. No, I was at home when I was laying in bed and I was depressed. I for 3 days I just would go to bed, get up, eat, take a bath, go back to bed because I wasn't working. I even had quit my job, and I thank God that after I realized, I said I quit my job, and I was praying. I said, Lord, please just let my job give me one more chance. And she called me and she asked me, could I come back? So I know that was God, but I was telling Tiana that I've made so many bad decisions out of all of a sudden. I don't put a lot of thought in it. And so I told her everything that I've started. I said, even in my marriages, I don't know if it was me, if it was something that I was doing wrong, or I know part of it was the means that I chose to marry, and but to have four failed marriages, and I look at it and be like, God, what's wrong with me? And then I never did, even though I've slid through the crack. The med tech, I supposed to have a diploma. My administrator, I supposed to have a diploma. It's so much stuff that I have done and got certificate, but I never did graduate high school. I never did get my GED. So that's why I'm saying completion in my future. And, because everything I started, I don't care if it was a restaurant, food truck, doing hair, doing nails, because I can do anything, but I never complete it. It's like I'll start it, and once I do it, I don't. I'm not interested no more. But I never completed it, and I want to complete. I want to complete. And I told Tim, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna think before I react on anything, and I'm gonna whatever I start, I'm gonna complete. I already done called Riley and got another date to go back and take that administrative exam. And once I do that, complete that and pass that test, then I'm gonna get my GED. Because then once I do the administrative, I have to turn in a diploma to get certified with the state and all that stuff. So
Okay.
that's how I feel as far as I mean, I don't know if I answered the right. Well, I don't know
Yeah, because we
because I
talking
don't.
about planting seeds, and an important thing
Mhm.
that you're saying is that you have many gifts and talents, but you will start a process but you don't complete it. So I hear
That's
that
right.
as planting those seeds for yourself, because
Okay.
I pray that you see, with most of your kids, like, you know we've observed your life. And then for me, I looked at it as, I want to start and stay in something and maybe pass it on as a way of completion.
Yeah,
And that's what I
yeah,
hear
yeah,
of what you're saying. And so,
yeah,
I pray that, God will continue to strengthen you and give you what you need so that you can,
yeah.
be on the path and start it. And I think, and this is a maybe a conversation for another time, but because of the many talents and gifts that you have and the ability to like put things together, to me it sounds
Hmm.
more like you are planting the seeds, and then other people are going to come in, and you are like the administration, or you are like the one that put everything together and is watching it from afar, but you don't all have to be the hands on. And so like,
You, you know what, Tierra? That's true right there what you just said, because like the restaurant, my brother didn't know nothing about food. I introduced him to it. He ran with it. Then even though I came back and me and him did it together and we just went on. The family care home, we got 4 residents in it. He didn't know nothing about nursing. He's a med tech now and getting his administrator. We're doing it together. The it's completed. But I started it. I gave him the tools and he ran with it because he had the finances. Now it's open. We got 4 residents in it, and I still work for him. Even though I started it, I brought it to his attention, and my feelings was hurt because I'm like, every time I give him an idea, he react on it.
mm,
But just what you said, maybe that's what I supposed to be. Maybe, because that administrator is the overseer of a building, and I'm
overseer,
gonna
that's
do
the
it.
word. That's the word I couldn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't coming
yeah.
to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
what I believe, because even we're gonna wrap it up soon. But even like I remember like hair salons. You've had hair salons. You've had people come in. You've had people that was gonna do like nails and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I just think,
Yeah,
even with just being able to stay with some things, because I noticed that about myself, we're good at planting the seeds, but then we want to see this whole big old tree. Like right now down the
yeah,
road, there's the cherry blossom trees, and we only see them for like maybe a month or so, and then
yeah,
the blooms are gone for the rest of the year. And I've seen people
yeah,
like, stopping, and people walking by, and they take the pictures because it's like
yeah,
this beautiful thing that is not always there. But going back to planting those seeds, sometimes the seeds are going to take a little bit of time, but we run,
yeah,
or we think that it's not working, so we go and we
yeah. That's
switch to
true.
something else.
Something else.
So
Yeah,
yeah, instead of kind of planting those seeds, watering them, going on planting other seeds, and
yeah,
then coming back and check on the ones that that you originally
yeah,
started. And
yeah.
so yeah,
Okay. It
I
makes sense now because I
yeah.
was like, that it hurt me what my brother does. Sometimes I get mad and I'm like, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna go, or he can do it on his own. But then he'll call me. He said, Tanise, I need you. He said, this is our retirement. He said, you just hang in there. We're gonna split everything. And yesterday he was like, he said, Tanise, he said, right, see, all the money is not coming in yet. And he was like, this is not enough for me. He said to pay my bills and be able to pay you. And we know it's coming. It just take time. And I said, Terry, if you need to get you a job, I'll come and I'll do this, because we did start it. We started it together. We did. And he'll tell me a lot of times, and he know I get mad. Just hang in here with me. Just. And now, like I said, I
Just
get mad and bullhead,
stick
and I
with
ain't gonna do
something.
it. But he called me, and I go. I go right
Yeah,
there because I know it's
yeah.
gonna prosper. And I know. And he said, "This is gonna be our retirement." He said, "We in our 60s now." He said, "Tiny, we
Mm,
can't go out and do no hard work. none of that. He said,
I know
we
that's
ain't
right.
got. Yeah, so he said, "This is," he tell me all the time because I'll
Yeah.
get down and he'll get down. But what you just said, I believe that now. I can see it because I've
Yeah.
started so much and I've taught so many people
Yes.
things, so many, and even though they ran with it, but maybe that was the steps where God wanted me to take. You got to show this person what they don't know, and if they move forward with it, God bless me with the talent, and I
Hmm.
bless somebody else. So I'm gonna look at
Yes.
it like that. I'm gonna look at
Yeah.
it like that.
Yes. Because
That's what
every
I
time,
did. I started that. Yeah.
yeah, and I see it as visionary. I'm gonna have to
Hmm.
share. I had took this assessment a couple of years ago, and I can't remember if that was what it was, but it's like we will start so many different things, and our attention goes
Hmm.
here, there, and there. But we have to have that freedom, and creativity comes easy, and we can quickly and easily put things together, but sometimes it's about like sticking with it and seeing it through.
Yeah.
But a lot of times,
Yeah.
going back to the question, you've planted so many seeds in so many different people. So now it's
Yeah.
time to, honor your own self, remember the
Hmm.
seeds you already planted, and just stick with it and just see some things
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
am. I'm gonna do that. I said I'm gonna do it this year. I was talking to myself like last week, and that's what I said. I'm gonna
yeah,
complete some things that I started.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I want to, I
Hmm.
don't know how, like, what, you know, with the things that I'm doing, I know that I'm being directed, and I see like this really big picture, but I also know, like, sometimes we just need somebody to, I mean, I'm always praying and cheering and you know believing I'm being there from the background and just so far away, but like I just want to encourage you as my
Okay.
mom,
Yeah.
like you can do it.
I know I
You
can.
can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can.
Well, with that being said, like I truly, truly appreciate you being able to take this time to answer the questions, and just to pour into other women, like this podcast and this thing that I'm working on with the help of the Lord. It's going to reach
Yeah.
some people, and it's going to
Yeah.
continue to plant positive seeds. So I thank you, and
Okay.
I pray soon that we can see each other in person.
Yeah, I want to come this year. My plan is I keep telling everybody I'm going in September. I'm coming back. I'm gonna come back. Yes, I
Okay.
am. Hmm. Tiana said they coming. Well, no, she said is they taking a honeymoon in August or September?
I can't remember when she said, but she did say that they were going to do the honeymoon in Hawaii somewhere. So,
Yeah. Well, I'll probably be down there in Texas when they do their honeymoon in Hawaii, and then
okay.
I'll come. I'll let them come
Okay.
first. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mom. Well, um, this has been like a blessing, and I thank you. And, I'm grateful that God gave us the opportunity to do this. And
Yeah.
I just want to, close out with everything that I do. I have a final thing that I say, but is there anything you want to say before we go?
No, I'm just
Okay.
glad I was able to be a part of it, Tierra.
Yeah, me too. Well, this has been another episode of Her Perspective. Be blessed, be well, and be empowered.